Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Men Ain't
Say, man, hold up there.
podcast. We've got a special guest in the house tonight, and we also have our co-host, Corwin. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up, man? I'm Corwin. Dallas born and raised, lawyer, realtor, entrepreneur extraordinaire, whatever you want to call it. I guess I introduce you, other co-hosts, Rob. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I'm a man that ain't, you know what, but divorced.
I don't know what you mean.
Men ain't
Oh, yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Yep.
But divorced, two girls, pretty professional, working IT environment. That's about it for now.
Was I supposed to tell people I'm divorced too?
I guess so.
All right, well, I'm divorced.
All right, that'll work. And our guest today, Cece, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is
CC,
CC.
why you got this mask on, bro?
I mean, it stands for confidential. That's one of the first C's.
Okay.
I don't think it meant confidential, but
I didn't think it did either, but I mean, I'm sorry, my bad.
Anyway, it was about me. There's some things that I can't expose about myself. But I'm here because I'm a male, and as the show is entitled, it ain't about shit. So,
yeah, okay. We'll take that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started with today's topic. We're talking about how men in our community feel about Valentine's Day. So I'll start with you, Corwin. How do you feel about Valentine's Day?
Bro, Valentine's Day is great. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You know what, bro? Like, okay, let's go ahead and pull the covers back on that one.
Let's pull them back.
So you love Valentine's Day.
I don't actually. Valentine's Day is very expensive, but it's a good time. You know, I mean, I think I grew up. Where I grew up is like Valentine's Day for us was like, you know, I always got a Valentine's Day from my folks. You know, my mom, my grandma, my aunts. So, you know, Valentine's Day was just kind of cool. So, I don't think it's really anything. It wasn't a big deal, you know, transitioning to a dating life. You know, to find like, you know, that person that you're gonna spend Valentine's Day with, or, you know, spend a couple dollars on. Of course, I'm grown now, so a couple dollars turns into a lot more, which is unfortunate at times. But
so you don't have any particular feelings about Valentine's Day kind of being a holiday that's pushed to spend money?
I do. It is a push to spend money, and I'm gonna spend that shit. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. You know, spend that shit, get it right back. That's what they said.
No, that's not what they said.
That's not what it said.
You know what? I'm gonna jump over to CC. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
CC, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
well, personally, I used to like it,
Okay.
but after my civil situation,
Hold on, CC. Break that down for a civil situation. What do you mean?
well, I was married,
Okay.
and going through a divorce right now, separated,
Okay.
7 years of hell.
So you still married? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Legally. But in those 7 years, I don't think we celebrated a Valentine's Day at all.
You think that contributed to the fact that you got hell in your marriage?
One day didn't contribute to the hell in marriage. So, and not to get off on a tangent here, but when you have a woman that's materialistic and think that 1 or 2 days out of the year means everything, Valentine's Day, her birthday, and Christmas, you know, we got a problem there. Because the day before and the day after, when you don't appreciate anything else that's being done, and you expect the world to be given to you in these 24 hours on the 14th of February, we got a problem.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. So you say she put a lot of weight on those 24 hours. Mm-hmm. How was she treated the other 364 of the year?
I like to feel like I tried to give her the world.
In what kind of ways?
I tried to give her whatever she wanted, regardless of whether she deserved it or not. You know, if she wanted the brand new Michael Kors purse when she couldn't afford it, I'd go work an extra job to be able to cover odds and ends so that she could go get it. Wouldn't say a word about it. You know? And so, because the rest of the month, when I feel like I'm treating her as she should be treated, you know, I'd get her flowers just because. And then February 14th, when you don't get flowers and chocolates into your job, or you don't get taken out to the fancy steak dinner on February 14th, oh, I didn't do nothing for you. I don't appreciate you.
Okay. So, Corwin, how do you feel about that?
What exactly? About what?
I want to say, how do you feel specifically about a woman not feeling appreciated on Valentine's Day?
You know, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know because you spending racks out here.
I ain't got no racks. One day, but I mean, I think generally speaking, my last relationship, I'm divorced, so bro, last Valentine's Day, we didn't say Happy Valentine's Day to each other. Didn't get each other shit. So I mean, I can't really speak to that point of view. So I don't really know what it means for a woman to be unappreciated, but I can tell you what it feels like for a man to be unappreciated.
Okay,
That's
okay, you know what?
That's something totally different when we talk about Valentine's Day, because again, the title of our show is Men Ain't.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I can't really tell you what a woman feels like. I can tell you what it feels like for a guy to be like, yo, this Valentine's Day is, generally speaking, I think we grow up to think that Valentine's Day is about women.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, men ain't much different than women. We want the same shit. You know, we wanna feel like, you know, we loved. We wanna feel like we're complimented, and we wanna feel like you think about our asses too. So whatever it is, you know.
So I totally agree, and I think that men want to feel as appreciated as women want to feel on Valentine's Day. But as to what CC said about maybe not necessarily showing up on Valentine's Day, but showing up every other day, how do you feel that a woman would feel if all of her coworkers are getting flowers? They getting TIFF treats. Oh. They getting shit delivered to the office. You know,
TIFF treats is amazing. That
so given the idea that like, you know, like every other woman
sweets, why I can't get TIFF treats delivered to my job?
Hold on, CC.
CC going crazy though. Hello,
CC bitter. CC bitter right now.
I honestly think you know, you might feel forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? You might feel a certain type of way. I mean, I think that's human nature though. Like, and I mean, I think society has groomed us to be like, okay, women are supposed to get something on Valentine's Day. This is what it is. And I think society has also told us that men probably aren't going to expect anything on Valentine's Day because we know not to get anything on Valentine's Day. So if there's a woman that does get you something on Valentine's Day, then hell, they winning. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's natural to feel like you might feel forgotten. You might get home and be like, man, screw this dude. That's real.
So in that sense, I mean, we're gonna dig a little deeper in that one.
CC, tell us how you really feel.
CC gonna tell us how you really feel though. That's why you got the mask on. CC, you hot, ain't you?
Bro.
I bet you wanna take that mask off, right? Don't do it, CC. Don't do it.
All right, check this out. So you touched on a little something about some emotional love, right? Is it one-sided? Like, is that one day is when you're supposed to express how much you love her? Well, when do they get to express that for us?
CC, it sounds like you're trying to take this show in a totally different direction.
I'm sorry, it's Valentine's Day.
But
it didn't say Women's Valentine's Day. But it's a day for everybody.
But no, let's truly talk about that. And I think that men are reared from like boyhood or childhood to make sure that a woman is taken care of. You know what I mean? Like, we trying to get flowers for her. We trying to get candy for her and everything else. And I think that it's also as equally important for a man to feel appreciated.
Absolutely.
So given that statement, how do y'all feel that you were shown appreciation during Valentine's Day? Whether it was while you were married, while not, dating, whatever the case may be?
I can say growing up, I never saw it.
And when you say growing up, you're talking about like with your parents.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah.
They at 8 they weren't together. So before then, I never saw anything, and the only example I had was my grandparents.
Okay.
At 8, they're much older, so all they would do is, here's a card, some flowers and a box of chocolate. So it wasn't a whole bunch of romance type deal.
I got you.
As an adult and even into my marriage, I felt like as long as I took care of you more than just this one day out of the year.
Shit, the lights on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
everybody fed. They got clothes on their back.
The Michael Kors bag.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a car that you didn't have to go to the dealership but point out which one you wanted. Like, you didn't have to sign nothing. Gonna get that, give her the keys. Like, I felt like as a man, that's what I needed to do. And that I shouldn't have to put all of that into one day.
So do you think that, like, outside of like putting all that into one day and feeling as a man and feeling like, you got to do these certain things, that there's not another aspect of what you need to give, like emotionally?
I think that's what, in my marriage, that was my fault. I did like the emotional part of it. It was all action of doing, as a man, facts and details. I bought you this, I bought you that, I gave you this. And there was no emotional, which what she wanted. And I think that that's what women want. They want the emotion, and then for Valentine's Day, they want to see the emotion in action. That's why they want the flowers and the, what's it called? The little barrel with the flowers on it and all.
A barrel with a flower on?
Bet, whatever it is. That's what's going on Instagram and everything. They want all that, just like on a wedding day. All that's for the woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So for me, it sucks. Like, I want to get flowers. I don't like flowers, but I want to get flowers.
I buy
Take me
fresh
out.
flowers, though. I buy fresh flowers for my house.
You know what, bro? Like, flowers die.
They do die.
And so my take on Valentine's Day is this. So speaking on like childhood and upbringing, I grew up in a single parent household. It was just my mom for the most part, like for pretty much all that I can remember. And being who my mom is and where she came from, like deep South, there was no emotion in my house.
Right.
Like, I wasn't told every day that, I love you, you're important, you have certain gifts. So I never saw a prime example of what caring, emotion, and empathy looked like. So me being an adult, I try to identify with how women feel on Valentine's Day. And if I can be frank, like I ain't got shit for it because I've never been really shown an example of what that's supposed to look like.
Because you shown how to be a man by a woman, like I was.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
for me, it was my mom giving me a lot of direction of how a man should take care of his house, and not so much emotionally because my mom was doing a lot of stuff by herself. So it was a lot of, this is how you pay bills. This is how you make sure everybody's taken care of, making sure that there's like food on the table, making sure that like kids have clothes to wear. It was 100% about the basic necessities, but not the things that we truly need. It wasn't a lot of like care and consoling. So I have to be honest, like, I think this podcast is about like us debunking myths in our community, being a black community, but we got to be real with ourselves. And in a way, we can't just necessarily blame someone for how they feel. We got to understand their background and what they came from. And I've seen those challenges up front because, to be honest, I kind of feel like Valentine's Day is a holiday that's kind of like pushed down our throats. Literally right after Christmas, you go into Walmart, you go into the stores, and you see all the Valentine's paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? You see the candy. You see the stuffed bears. You know what I'm saying? You see all the pink, red, and white.
I like Fred O'Shea's, though. They pretty good.
You know what? Don't nobody care about them.
Right, those really good. Those really good. So,
But
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I get that. But can we really honestly say, as like dudes in society right now, that even if we don't like Valentine's Day and what the hell it stands for, like, we all know it's a made up holiday, all of that jizz and that jazz, whatever, right? Do you still ignore the fact that you got your girl over here, the person that you feeling or whatnot, and do you not get them something for Valentine's Day? Or do you not celebrate it in some sort of way and acknowledge the presence of Valentine's Day and your lady love?
Let's say you've been in a relationship.
I think this was directed to Rob. Because CC over here tripping.
You know what? I want to hear CC's point of view, and then I'll speak on how I feel about it.
Let's say you've been in a relationship, I don't know,
5 to
7 years. And so you have this mate, this spouse, or this significant other of yours, and year one, you take them out and you go all out. Year two, are you supposed to do the same thing or better? Year three, are you supposed to do the same thing or better than you did in year two and year one? Like, how do you keep going over and over the top on this one day a year?
Do you have to keep going over the top, though?
Well, that's the thing. So if I don't do what I did in year three for what I did for you in year five.
What if you didn't do anything?
Okay. Is that a problem?
I guess I have another question. So we talk about like expectation in terms of like yearly what it is that we have to do. And it's obvious that you feel like an expectation should be exceeded yearly. Who ultimately is putting that expectation on you? Like, do you feel like that significant other is the one who's primarily put that expectation on you, or do you feel like this is something you're putting on yourself?
I feel like she is. Because if it was up to me, we'd be sitting at home watching Netflix, maybe even Fire Stick with the fuzzy and the sideways move.
But if that's the case, but you told us though that you don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Not anymore. Yeah.
When's the last time you celebrated Valentine's Day with your?
What's the day? It's 2020. Maybe 2014.
So basically a year into your marriage.
2, yeah, whatever.
Year 2.
So I guess it's kind of hard to say. You talk about expectations that your wife or whatever has put on you, but you haven't really consistently.
We dated before we got married.
How long did you date before that?
3 years.
What did Valentine's Day look like dating up to marriage?
I guess that was the impression stage when it was let's go out to the steakhouse restaurant, Here are the...
What steakhouse?
Steel.
That's sushi.
They had steak there. It was a special Valentine's Day menu. I remember it.
All right, cool.
I got the receipt for it.
We in Dallas, by the way, if y'all want to know. Steel restaurant, no shout outs, but go ahead.
Definitely not a shout out. Ain't no chicks getting rich over here.
But that was the impression stage. I guess because we're still dating and it's like I want to make a good impression. Show you how much you actually mean to me without saying like, oh, I'm in love with you.
Were you in love with her though?
Versus at that time, yeah. Okay. Fast forward.
So why would you show it? Why would you do it without showing that you're in love with her?
Before, so while we were dating, we never lived together. So there was, in essence, there was no community property. There was no way for me to show her. I'm dating you, I ain't buying you no car. I ain't buying, but there was no way to.
Texas is a community property state. All of our other listeners.
But there was no way for me to show her every day, what I'm willing to sacrifice to do for her to express my love. Like, I'm willing to buy you a house. I'm willing to buy you a car after marriage.
I'm sorry. Let me stop real quick. So Rob, I sent you a message earlier today about there's this fabulous song with Chris Brown called Us Against the World.
Here we go.
Great song. Love the song. But there's a part in it where
Chris Brown and Fabulous, by the way, if y'all want to go look it up.
Yeah, there's a song at the end of the song.
I think Chris Brown just singing hooks. I think it's really fabulous song.
But
go ahead.
It is a fabulous song. So yeah. So at the end of the song, there's a woman that comes on and basically says, I think that the role of a man is to sacrifice in life, basically, for every freaking thing in life. I don't agree with that. And basically what you telling me right now is that
Hold on. Before you say what he's saying, why don't you agree with that?
bro, because I believe in reciprocity. Like, I mean, the idea of like,
Spell
mind
it.
you, I can't. Not right now. Not right now. Wait till I'm sober. But the idea of it is like, I think we grow up in a society where men have to do everything, and it's our job to win a woman. It's our job to keep a woman. It's our job to sacrifice for a woman. But at what point do we get something from the relationship? Like,
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being really honest. At what point do we get something from a relationship? And women, like the society is like, okay, women are prizes, right? And so it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you these goodies. Like that's some prize. It's not. You know.
You know what? Like I'm gonna go ahead and keep it 100. You can keep the coochie, but go ahead.
Keep it. Unless if you ain't building my life, you know what I'm saying? You can stay where you at, right? So what's that sacrifice stuff you talking about? That's great. That's cute. But that's why you got the problems you have.
A famous comedian said, "Good coochie to get your apartment. Good head to get your house." Think about it.
You know what, CC? We gonna leave that where it's at.
I don't even get it. But
Hey,
that's another topic we got. But I mean, we ain't gonna talk about that one right now.
you done had your toenails sucked through a boy. You do some things. Valentine's Day, you want something on Martin Luther King Day? You.
Ah, damn, right. I told you CC was a bad idea.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna get back on topic.
Yeah. But like I was saying though, I think though, you talked about sacrifice though. Mm-hmm. Sacrifice I think is a really big thing in the male community. I mean, that's what we grow up as, you know. I think the male life is centered around finding a woman. If you're a heterosexual man, you know, you grow up to get a good education. Oh, you gotta go get an education, go to school, get a good car, get a house. But all of that is to attract a good woman, right? Mm-hmm. So at what point does a woman do something for us? And I'm not talking about that domestic shit, because my mama taught me how to cook. I don't need you to cook. I don't need you to wash my clothes. I don't need you to clean. I don't need you to do a damn thing. Like, so the only thing you can really do for me is lay in the bed. But I don't need that. Mm-hmm. Huh? I don't need that. So you talk about this sacrifice thing.
I'm gonna challenge you for a quick second. Yeah. Because you said the only thing that you can do for me is lay in a bed. If that's all she can do, why have her?
Well, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. When I say that, I don't mean necessarily that that's all I need, right? What I'm saying is like, I want a partner. I want somebody that's going to help me grow. So if you come to my relationship thinking that you're going to be this domestic person and that I need you to lay in the bed with me, then we're not going to work.
Gotcha.
Right? Because I don't need that from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Contrary to what most women think, we not walking around here like some horn dogs that got to smash everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just not true.
Well, I ain't shit, so I kind of feel like that.
Say,
No, I'm playing.
I'm playing. What? Go ahead.
I'm good. Like, you know.
No, but I totally agree with that to a certain extent. So I'm going to jump back over to CC. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about how dating and Valentine's Day went in certain ways.
Right.
I kind of want to dig a little bit deeper to figure out like the whole expectation that you felt like was put on you. Because at what point did you feel like that it was necessary for y'all to have those types of conversations? And let me go a little bit deeper. I want for my partner to know and understand who I am, my background, where I came from, to totally understand the type of life that I'm willing to give or deliver. And no shade, but it seems like you went into the situation with the idea that you just gonna let it be what it be. And she had a certain expectation about what she wanted. And I felt like you didn't give yourself an opportunity to speak up in terms of what your expectations were. You just kind of lived to her expectation. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that, or?
In reference to this topic, you know, as we tell time, AM and PM, you know, prior to marriage, PM, I think I put the strain on me.
Oh, I just caught that like PMA.
I did too. I was like,
I just caught that. I'm like,
that's good. I was like, AM, PM. All right, it's night. I mean, all right.
Okay, where he going with this?
It ain't that I'm talking fast, it's that you listen slow. So, prior to marriage, you know, I put the strain on me, and I don't know if I can attribute it to one thing exactly. I don't know if it's just my upbringing or whatever, or how I was ingrained on what a man should do. But while dating and courting her, I felt like I needed to impress and show her, you know, how I felt. And cool, it's her birthday.
So real quick,
Valentine's
do you
Day.
ever feel like in that process that you overextended yourself? Or you
Absolutely.
showed her something that wasn't exactly 100% like natively you?
Absolutely, because I wouldn't spend $200 on a meal on any other day. I'm just, I mean, you can go get some chicken from wherever. You want a steak? We're going to throw this on the grill. Like, I ain't got to spend $200. After marriage, I felt like I don't have to throw all this into one day. And quite frankly, we say one day, it's really more like maybe at the max 12 hours
Right.
that you're actually with that person. So I felt like I didn't have to throw all that into maybe 8 to 12 hours. I have, quote unquote, a lifetime with you, or I spend every day with you. I'm sharing my life with you now. Here's a house. Here's a car. I mean, I think that's like the epitome of when you're expressing your love to someone other than a blood family member, how much you love them when you share, this is my domicile with you.
That boy said domicile.
So,
Say house. He said domicile.
you know what? He could probably spell that though. Reciprocity, maybe not.
That reciprocity. I was just fucking with it.
It's cool. So,
REC.
So I feel like we should talk about that a little bit more because you felt like you were bringing to the table exactly what you should. Mm-hmm. And I think that part of this podcast is, for one, for us to explain like how men think, but also to address certain areas where I feel like we could be better. And I think to a certain idea, like, yeah, you were doing the base model. You know what I'm saying? Like the Civic LX of what you should have been doing.
The Civic LX?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The base model.
no.
It's the
We had to go all the way down to like
Dang.
the base model. And I chose Honda specifically because they dependable.
They are dependable.
You know what I'm saying? The CC dependable.
200,000 plus.
You know what I'm saying? But like, at what point do we like really understand what our partners need? You know what I'm saying? And you felt like you were giving her what you were taught to give her what she needed. Mm-hmm. But at any point in y'all's relationship, did y'all ever have a conversation where it was like, hey, babe, like, what do you see this being? Like, what do you need me to be in this relationship? What do you require from me as your man, as your husband, as your partner, as your end-all, be-all?
Well, Dr. Field, now that you're going in deep about me, that led into another issue that we had with communication. We never did that.
That is a whole nother show. Okay.
We never did
We can't even dig into that one.
We never did that.
That's a whole damn series.
Where's
It
the
is.
tissue? I need a moment.
So
You've been quiet for a while. You got that.
so we about to jump back on Corwin for a second.
I'm texting.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna jump back on Corwin. So given how you feel today, as far as like dropping racks on Valentine's Day,
I never said I felt that way.
we gonna dub Mr. Corwin today.
no racks, bruh.
We gonna dub Mr. Corwin today as Mr. Racks,
No racks, bro.
but
I might drop a dub
a dub.
or two.
I know you personally. We ain't finna go there though. We ain't gonna go there though.
Moneybags Davis. And get
But-
your emoji tattooed on you. Moneybag.
Did you? All right, Cece, I'm about to turn your mic down.
I'm sorry. I go sit in time out.
Did you always feel like that was something you should do, or that was something that that was brought to you by maybe a life experience that said, hey, like, I need to make sure my lady taken care of in whatever kind of capacity she can. And to be honest, like, I don't feel like you do it because that's what she wants. I feel like you do it because that's what you feel like you should do.
Yeah, I think so. I also think, are we talking about Valentine's Day or are we talking about in general?
You know what? We're going to stay on the topic. We're going to unpack this Valentine's Day shit.
So Valentine's Day, I think, is like, it's an expectation-ish thing. But I think the idea of society is like, this is the day where we show love. Yeah. In theory, we should show love all the time.
All the time. Every day, all day.
In theory. But it's
slap you on the booty while you cooking dinner. What's good?
You know what I'm saying? But shit, I wasn't getting no dinner cooked, so I wasn't no slapping no booties. But so I had an opportunity. But aside from that, you know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to what society views we should do and show love, right? Because if I'm being honest, I don't want to be that dude that's like, you know what I'm saying? My girl, my wife, my ex-wife, whatever it is out there like, yo, my dude didn't give me shit, and I'm out here looking real weak. I mean, that just is what it is.
She out here looking trash.
Right.
All the girls getting all the, like, everything.
It's the same reason why I bought a ring I couldn't afford. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want you out here looking like trash.
So speaking of rings real quick, I'm a sidebar for a quick second, then I'm going to come back to what you're talking about. Did you exercise the 20% rule?
Nah, hell no.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
20% of your salary on the ring.
Yeah, 20% of your salary on the ring. So if you make $100K,
stupid ass rule.
If you make $100K, you spending $20,000 on a ring.
Bro, I spent $10,000 on a ring, and I think I made about $60,000. So what is that?
Damn, you spent way too much, my G.
Way too much, bro. And hell, I just paid that off, and I got divorced,
and
I ain't got the ring.
Okay, okay.
All right, that's not. I'm feeling some type of way right now. Let's get back to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so back to Valentine's Day. So what made you feel like, or what brought you into the idea that that's how you should handle Valentine's Day?
Honestly, man, I mean, if I'm being really honest, man, I always grew up as like this Renaissance dude. I always like poetry and that bullshit. And like I love Love Jones and all that stuff. So my thing was like, yo, Valentine's Day is cool. Let me show some love. I mean, CC though, he done seen what the stupid shit I done. But you know what I'm saying?
Stupid. So real quick, how long have you and CC known each other?
If I tell, then you know we gonna know CC identity.
Okay, so let's give a ballpark within 5 years.
A long time.
Okay, cool. All right.
Long time. But generally speaking, I mean, I'm one
more than 30, less than 40.
Okay, cool. We'll roll with that.
We ain't 40 though. That's all I'm saying.
So yeah,
less than 40.
I mean, I think Valentine's Day is one of those things where it's like you could take a position and be like, you know what, I'm not gonna support this holiday, or you can just suck it up and spend a couple $100s and show the person that you're kicking it with that you care about. I think that's just really just what it is.
Time out.
It's not, you're not gonna lose nothing over it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish, but
all right, Kanye.
Why mean I gotta be on girl?
Why does it have to? Yes, Taylor. Why does it have to be a couple hundred? Why can't it be something? Why can't it just be something meaningful?
Like what?
Oh,
like
okay.
If you make her something.
So hold on.
Did you just say make her something, bro?
Corbin, stop.
How old
hold
are
on.
you, bro? This boy say make her something. You making cards out here, no, bro?
Segue. CC, I appreciate that you brought that up because at some point I wanted to speak on my idea.
That's what I would make something. And buy you something
about Valentine's Day. So don't get me wrong. Like I really feel like Valentine's Day is a special day. Do I really believe in the whole idea that we need to go like wine and dine? We need to go ball out. We need to spend all this money on bullshit. Just to be honest, no, I don't. But I think that for me, I think it's important for me to show my lady that she's important every day. However, there's going to be certain pressures put on her on a given day of Valentine's Day.
Like what pressures? You talking about these pressures? What are these pressures?
The pressures are like she in the office, she away on the keyboard, and
FedEx guy coming in with big flowers and
exactly.
teddy bears and singergrams for everybody else, and
Tiff treats and the whole nine. And
her office just naked.
I don't want her to feel like necessarily that I'm not there for her. And I think that you don't have to spend a whole lot.
So what do you expect though in return?
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I expect everything.
What's everything, bro?
Everything is I expect for you to understand who I am and what it is that I need.
Just for Valentine's Day or period?
Just period.
So on Valentine's Day, specifically, since we're talking about Valentine's Day, what do you expect when you give your lady something?
If you give me a threesome on Valentine's Day, I want a threesome on St. Patrick's Day. I want.
CC, I'm cutting your mic off.
Mic off, bro. I got CC mic off.
CC, your mic off, bro. Your mic is off.
CC over here.
Raise your hand next time you want to talk. Your shit is off.
Seriously though, like if you're doing this is the thing though, like I think this is where we get messed up in society. Like, dude, we want shit too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Or even if we don't expect shit, we want shit, right?
Yeah.
So if you giving your girl the world or whatever you think the world might be on Valentine's Day, realistically, what do you expect?
I'm gonna back up a little bit and say that I already know off the rip, I'm not giving my girl the world.
Not the world, man. You ain't gotta bust out no fucking purses and stuff.
So let me back up a little bit. So like for a really long time, just because of how I brought up, I always felt like Valentine's Day was bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like I really didn't want to participate. Like anytime I gave anybody anything on Valentine's Day, I felt like my hand was forced specifically because of the day it was. Like it wasn't genuine. I was doing it because I just felt like it was something that was required of me. And because I felt that way, I didn't feel like I was going out in a way to please her or give her what she needed. Yeah. Like I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get her flowers because Valentine's Day you get flowers. Or I'm gonna get her a bear and some candy because that's just what it is. Or I'm gonna take her out to dinner because that's just what society has told me to do. But I never did it in like a really, truly genuine giving manner. Today I feel totally different. And I think that it's important, number one, to understand who your lady is. And number one, I'm going to have crucial conversations with her before we ever get to that point. Sure. Because I need to understand the expectations on that day and just any other day, like of what she needs. So for me specifically, I'm going to speak about her and then I'm going to speak about what I expect, right? So for her, like we're going to have those conversations to figure out, hey, what it is, like I'll know what it is that she expects. So she may not like flowers. And the crazy part is there's a lot of women out here who don't want flowers for Valentine's Day. She may just want like you to pop up at her job and take her to lunch. It could be something that simple. Yeah. It don't have to be extravagant. It don't have to be like this big show.
Can she pop up at your job and take you to lunch?
Hold on, look, let me tell you something. You bring me a chicken wing,
say,
look, I'm going to pop it for pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I had somebody come through with some...
Yeah, you still off. Yeah. You want to speak? Hey, CC, you want to talk?
CC got to raise his hand.
Oh, yeah, you got to. Okay, there you go. You raise your hand. All right.
What you got, CC?
I agree.
Oh, that's all you had to say?
Cut it back off.
I'm going to cut your shit back off.
Say, man, hey. But that's real. Like, you know,
so
that's reciprocity, though.
It is. So I think it's number one, understanding exactly what it is that your partner needs. But the other part is like setting that expectation from the very beginning. And if you know that you can't deliver based on that person's normal lifestyle, like why even put yourself through that? You know what I'm saying? Like if they're understanding enough to know that this is like what you can give, kudos to you. But if they're going to expect X, Y, Z and you know you can't deliver, like why even put yourself in it? So I think it's important that we communicate and talk through certain situations.
So does that mean just because they expect it, that they're not willing to compromise those expectations because of who you are, though?
I think that's part of the conversation. Like, what do you expect, like holidays, Valentine's, whatever else? You know, you ask those questions at the very beginning. And you also ask if you know that you don't want or can't meet those expectations, like, is there any wiggle room? Is it a gray area? Like, if I were to do X, Y, Z, like, what would that mean? All right, CC raising his hand, so we're going to give him a little mic time.
How material is your relationship based if this person is like, you got to do everything for me on these specific holidays?
So let me go into that a little bit. I don't necessarily feel like it's about material, even if she wants material. I think that we have to understand each other's love languages. And again, that's a whole nother show. But you got to understand what your partner needs. And sometimes it may not be about like the Louis bag. It may just be that they want you to get them a gift. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Something that they can like physically unwrap. It's a box that they can open. They can rip the paper off of, the bow, the ribbon, the whole nine. It's just understanding what that is. So I don't necessarily believe that it has to be expensive, but we got to know like each other's love language. And I think a lot of times off the rip, what we try to do is we love people the way that we want to be loved and hope that it will reciprocate. Reciprocity, right? It don't happen that way. And it don't happen that way because mine are quality time and physical touch.
Yes, sir.
She probably most likely words of affirmation and quality time.
Yes, sir.
That's just what it is. That's most women. But all right. But I'm gonna let Corbin jump back on it.
You ain't got look. You gonna have me on another tangent right there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta talk about that. I think just if we just being honest, like we just talk about Valentine's Day. I think we come to a conclusion about Valentine's Day. It is what it is. We can't do much about it, right? It's here to stay. Hallmark made it. Hallmark can get their money. And so do we come to the point in the road where you decide as a man that I'm going to drop out and, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to compromise whatever I feel like and I'm going to do for this woman. I'm going to buy a bear or a candy, go on an expensive date, whatever it might be, right? Because it's Valentine's Day. No matter what we say, we can talk about it all day, every day. It's Valentine's Day. It's here to stay, right? It's the day that people show love. Are we going to show love or we not? That's really what it amounts down to. And is it going to be a matter of principle? And we're going to say, you know what? I'm not going to submit to this holiday or I'm going to. You know, I think that's it. My honest thing is I say we submit. It's not worth the conversation. Submit, let the person you love know you love them and just sit. That's it.
I don't think it's necessarily about like submitting to the holiday. But just knowing and understanding exactly what it is that they need, not just on that day specifically, but every other day. I think that we have to start to have crucial conversations as men. And I'll be honest, most of us aren't good communicators. Yep, so we don't want for a woman to tell us anything, but us just getting to a place where we can be comfortable and allow her to speak her mind and we just be straight about what it is that she needs.
What is it that we get, I guess, the mentality or the actions to do what we do for Valentine's Day? Like, who taught you to do all that you've done or do for Valentine's Day?
Society.
Okay. And everything that we get from society ain't necessarily the right way or the correct way.
Facts.
And what you said about, number one, communicating, which I believe every relationship has that problem. Mm-hmm. I can attest in mine. That was an issue. And it made me realize, like, you know, I never took the time to figure out exactly what it is that she appreciated or she wanted, you know, the 363 days out of the year versus
364.
Christmas, her birthday, and Valentine's Day.
Okay, cool. All right.
It makes you gate.
362.
363. It's a leap year.
Okay. All right. We'll get that 363. Go ahead.
So not knowing that, you're going off of what society tells you, and you're doing completely the opposite of what she appreciates. And therefore, with reciprocity, she's giving you what she thinks you should have. And it's a complete whirlwind of turmoil. Like, she not appreciating me, I'm not appreciating her. Which, I mean, I'm getting a lot out of this. I didn't know any of this stuff. It made me think myself. That's something that we as men need to think about, you know, open our mouths and talk to our mate or significant other, especially about something that can be so crucial about, like Valentine's Day. That can make or break a relationship.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so.
So let's pull this thing full circle. In the very beginning, we started to kind of break down the idea of what Valentine's Day meant to us, how we participated in Valentine's Day, and what that meant for our significant other. If I can say to a certain extent that, number one, it's not necessarily about like the grand gestures. You know, I think it's more so about like two people that feel this way about each other coming together to communicate and understand exactly what it is that they expect day to day. But not only that, on like holidays like Valentine's Day, and us not succumbing to the pressures of what society tells us that we need to do right?
Yeah.
Would you all agree?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have anything to add?
Amen.
Word up. Yeah. So this has been the first episode.
Men ain't.
First episode of Men Ain't.
Shut your mouth.
Right. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. We'll catch y'all next time.